Peace, brother. And for all of the family that asked questions in the last show, can you please ask them again? Because we are going to get to your questions. Had about 5 questions in the queue. I want to answer your questions. So if you did ask those questions, please ask them again so we could get at them. Because we're going to build a little bit more, and then we want to answer your questions, because what's important is that, y'all get your questions answered. You feel me? Hotep from France. Hotep. Somebody said, what is adrenochrome? Adrenochrome is think about when you are becoming adrenochrome is a secretion of something that they get from babies when they are killing them. They extract that from the blood. It is selling on the underground or the dark market or the dark web. At a very high pace, and it is something. It's the fear hormone, and it is definitely something that the elites have been utilizing to basically not just stay young, but to get a level of high. Go and research the owner and the founder of PayPal. His name is Peter Thiel. PayPal. Go and research Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is a Trump supporter. And he's LBGT. Him and Elon Musk founded PayPal, but he also has a company called Ambrosia. Ambrosia is a company that they were extracting blood plasma from young people, very young people. They were pitching it for teenagers, but because of legalities, of course, they can't say babies and they can't say little children. This was an actual over-the-counter type of business. But it folded because it got exposed. But Peter Thiel and them, they are spending billions of dollars researching what is known as singularity. Go and research singularity. All of the billionaires want to do what Walt Disney wanted to do, which is to remain, and they just want to deal with immortality. They want to deal with immortality, and they're doing every single thing that these weird scientists and these theoretic physicians and other type of quacks, they're giving them the spirit cooking, all of these things that they do. You'd be surprised how weird it gets. Can I get a reading list for a white man wanting to learn? Awesome. Yeah. For a white man wanting to learn, a reading list for you would be the Golden Age of the Moors by Ivan van Sertima, White Cargo, everything dealing with the presence of Africans in the Americas, and everything that we were doing prior to the disruption of Europeans coming out of Europe in 1492. Because one of the things that I realized that the white family or the European family, y'all don't have European history, the correct European history intact. Nobody is telling the Europeans in public, maybe behind closed doors, but nobody's telling the Europeans about their slavery history. Nobody is telling Europeans about, what it is that we were doing prior to being, quote unquote, vassals of, Aragon and Castile, which was where Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand originated from when they conquered the Moors. And after the falling of the Moors, or the Reconquista, which was the reconquering of Europe, then the Europeans began to do a lot of whitewashing and a bunch of things. So for the European brethrens, I need you to go and research books by Stanley Poole, Stanley Poole Lane, right? He wrote the books on the Moors. Do your research about the Punic Wars with Hannibal. Okay, where's Chaka at? Do your research about the Punic Wars with Hannibal, right? Definitely go ahead and do your research about the earlier days with the Moors. Everything dealing from 7-Eleven. That's what Poole will help you with. And then go and read They Were Here Before Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. Go and read Iceman Inheritance. Go and read the ISIS Papers by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. I think you should just start right there. I think you should start right there. Okay. All right. Hi. Oh man. Hold on, Chaka. It says that it's waiting. Hold on, let me cancel that. We got questions too, Chaka. We got a whole bunch of questions. So I think we should knock out some of these questions that the family has. The last book that I mentioned was that the Ivan Van Sertima? Oh, the ISIS Papers. Dr. Francis, spelled like France, France, right? And that book will give you it will take you into the psyche of the westernized man and woman. And I feel as if there's any European allies that are amongst us, so we can have these conversations and it doesn't trigger what is known as white fragility. Because if a European hears me and you building and we're giving out the truth, it might trigger something within them to whereas they may feel like we're trying to attack them, or they may feel like that there's something that we're trying to expose. But what I would tell the Europeans who would listen is that, all we're doing is simply speaking the truth. You should have been exposed to the truth in grade school. Many of you are in debt because of college tuition fees and things of that nature, but you're paying back an institution that lied to you because they didn't prepare you for the world. They did not prepare you for the future. They did not prepare you for the truth, because when the truth hits you, it's like a Mack truck. Because you keep this in mind, the same way that black men and black women can have mental health issues and break down when they get exposed to the truth. Some people black out and short circuit. I've seen the same thing happen to Europeans when they've been exposed to the light and when they've been exposed to the truth. It's like it could short circuit them. So what we're actually doing is preparing our quote unquote allies to even understand why we say the things and why we see the things the way that we see them. It's based off of the facts that we've been exposed to the truth. And the truth does not owe anyone an apology. Real talk. The truth owes no one an apology. And to be honest with you, the truth will set you free. So there's a lot of people that are in mental prisons right now. Going back to what I was saying before, that there's two energies on the planet. The two energies on the planet is love and hate. So if a white man who hates black people because of their genetic inclinations to, just be black, like for some, that became a problem because Europeans have been programmed post falling of the Moors. This was not prior. You cannot find this level of racism or this level of white fragility or this level of inferiority.
No. They used to worship us.
You cannot find this in history.
They still have a black